or just go to asmrxbabe.com. It really helps to support my channel when you join. I do live streams monthly, I do vlogs, I do audios, videos, outfits of the day, all the things. So, today I'm going to be doing a pure whispered story time of my 30th birthday party in Atlantic City. I know you guys love rambles, I know you guys love story times, so you can just sit back and relax and listen about all the chaos that ensued. So, I turned 30 on September 30th, which is crazy because I've actually technically been doing YouTube since I was like 13. I've had 3 separate YouTube channels since then, and I can't believe I'm still doing it at 30. So, on my actual birthday, I did have a wedding to go to. I also had a wedding to go to the weekend before my birthday weekend, so I'm all weddinged out after my own this year, after my sister's. It's crazy. So my birthday celebration was planned for Saturday, October 7th, and I really wanted to do a trip to Atlantic City. If you're not familiar, Atlantic City is a shore town in New Jersey that is well known for its casinos and gambling and clubs and things like that. Some nice restaurants. It is a minuscule, baby, tiny little Vegas, I guess, if you will. If you ever go, it's not somewhere that you would want to like get an Airbnb. It's really somewhere, I personally think, 1 night, 2 nights max, where you're staying in the resorts, in the casinos, doing the restaurants, the club, and then skedaddling. For the actual beach, there's much better shore towns, because the town of Atlantic City itself is not a safe area. It's sketchy and just run down and not good. But inside the casinos is fun. So I wanted to stay at the Borgata, which is one of the casinos there, and booked a room. Actually got a really good rate because Borgata is like one of the like semi more expensive ones. The cheap ones that are like, you know, a go-to or like easy if you are trying to save is like Harris or Tropicana. So a couple of my friends stayed at Harris and then a couple stayed at Borgata. It's crazy because I literally had my 21st birthday celebration at the club in Borgata. At the time, it was called Murmur. For anyone of you guys that remembers this, very niche, talking to a small audience here. And they had Murmur Mondays, so Monday was like their big night, and my birthday happened to be on a Tuesday, meaning that I turned 21 at midnight, and I could go to the club at midnight. that's my suggestion, is going to Premiere. I had actually been there for Tony's 30th birthday earlier this year, and Loud Luxury was DJing. They often DJ at Borgata, at Premiere, and I love Loud Luxury. Oh my god, I was like living it up. And basically went before because Tony's not like a club person, but there was like a motorcycle show going on at the time in Atlantic City. There's lots of shows because there's like a convention center and stuff like that. Like it's like a popular destination for like, you know, smaller conferences and things. And so this time there was some no-name DJ. I genuinely could not tell you this man's name. It was like DJ Swoon and Friends, or Spoon. I don't even know. They often will have like more known DJs, or like Pauly D will go sometimes, and like those nights it's gonna be a lot more crowded. So anyway, so we went down to the Borgata, me and Tony, my husband, around, like we got there around like 1 o'clock on Saturday, because we were planning to meet my sister and her husband Andrew for lunch, and just kind of get there and get settled in. For me to drive to Atlantic City from Philly, it's like an hour 20, maybe an hour and a half, depending on traffic. For my sister, she's in Manhattan, so for them it's more like 2 hours 20, so she wanted to get down a little early and like settle in. My sister and I were able to get conjoining rooms, because the plan was to like pre-game in my room, and I wanted to have her room in case we needed it if there was too many people. We ended up only using my room, but it was still cute to have connected rooms with my sister, so we could just, you know, feel like we're in an Airbnb instead of a hotel. So we got there early, walked in, and it smells like cigarettes. Like, I can't, that like they like let people smoke inside of the casinos. Like it just reeks, but it just smells like a hangover in there, really. You know, leaving Vegas or leaving any casino or anything, like I'd have distinct like hangover memories of like just the grossest. Like you smell like the perfume they pump into the air to make it not smell like smoke, but then it's mixed in with the smoke, and it's like you're just like, get me out of here. We ate at one of like their random like more casual restaurants, and it was not good. And then Tony, my sleepy boy, went up to the room when our rooms were ready and took a nap. He could sleep any place, anytime. He's always tired. He's sleep deprived. So my sister and I and Andrew went back down to the casino floor. Andrew was gambling a little bit and he was on, I guess, the roulette table, I think. I don't know anything about gambling. I have zero interest in gambling. I have just no desire to like flush my money down the toilet. It's not something that I care for. I won't buy a lottery ticket, like anything like that. So Andrew was gambling a little bit, and my sister and I were just like, for fun, like went around to a couple of slot machines, and it just confirmed my dislike of gambling, because they were difficult to use. It was confusing. They were fucking stupid. You like lost your money immediately, and it's crazy to think and like to see all the like old people there that are sitting there like just zombies, just pressing the button, pressing the button, pressing the button. My stomach keeps making crazy noise. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but sorry. So like they're like so addicted, and like that's why they let you smoke in there and give you free drinks, and they don't have any windows. Like they want you to like forget what time it is and be comfortable and be drunk and not want to leave to go have a cigarette or whatever the case, which is really wild. So I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. circular tables and stuck them together. So I was like sitting like in between two circular tables, just in a very awkward way. It was like not cute for like the amount of money that we were about to like drop there. And that $75 per person doesn't include tip or alcohol. So just, I don't know, that put a bad taste in my mouth. I did not like our seat. And then I like talked to the waiter and I was like, oh, like we're supposed to have like, he like gives us all menus. I'm like, we're supposed to have a prefix menu. He's like, oh, like no, you can't do that. I was like, yes we can, like that's literally what I signed up for and made this reservation for. He's like, oh okay, like yeah, that's fine. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so they're obviously like not prepared for that. And then the way they brought the food out was kind of like, I don't know, like the appetizers and things was all like so quick, like back to back to back, like 5 seconds, but then like other things were slow and like, I don't know, like it just felt disoriented. And I just didn't love the service, and the food was good, but it wasn't like to die. Like me and Tony went to a really fancy sushi restaurant called Morimoto in Center City, Philly, like 2 weeks ago, and their sushi was divine, and I think that izakayas wasn't as good, although the service at Morimoto was really slow too. It wasn't like bad, like our waiter was a dear, but they were so slow with the food that it was like astounding. I was like, oh my god, get me out of here. So the Phillies were also playing during dinner, so you know, and they're in the playoffs now, and you know, the boys are like excited about it, which is cute. I don't personally care about sports, but like if my team, my home team is like in the playoffs or the Super Bowl or whatever, you know, Eagles, Phillies, Flyers, like yay, go team. Actually just bought my dad I just bought my dad Eagles tickets for myself and him for his Christmas present and his 70th birthday present, and like we're surprising him with like my sister's coming too, and he doesn't know that, so that'll be really cute. I'm glad my sister's coming now. So yeah, so we finished dinner and went to first we went back to my room and like pre-gamed there. I brought like vodka, tequila, beer, stuff like that for everybody, and we just hung out there for like an hour maybe, and that went by really quick. So I think we didn't even like leave to go down to the club until close to 12, which I originally planned to do like a little earlier, but it was fine. Got to the club. They took us to, we ended up getting 2 tables. So bottle service, if you want to like talk about understanding like pricing for bottle service. So, you know, bottle services at a club, you have your own section. You get a bottle, you get chasers or mixers, whatever, and they bring, like, they do the little sign for you and things like that. And it's expensive. That's how they make their money at the clubs. For me and my current age, that is really the way that I like to do the club, which is obviously very bougie, but you know, being kind of in like the big crowded crowd in the club, it's not like the most ideal place. You know, it can be sweaty, and you know, I'm a married woman. I don't need random dudes like coming up to dance with me. I just want to dance by myself in my own area with my girlfriends. So it's nice to have table service, but it's expensive, and not all my friends came because this was an expensive weekend, and I was like, let me know, like, you guys are totally fine, like, I understand this is an expensive weekend, like, I will not be offended, like, at all, for if this does not fit into anyone's budget, like, everyone spent enough money on me, like, this year in Jamaica. So we had to get 2 tables because it's like a maximum of 10 people for a table, and we were supposed to have closer to 16, but some people dwindled off, she was like, oh, we'll put your minimum at 2,500. We ended up spending 3,500. But again, this was split between a whole bunch of people, but just to give you an idea. Now, if you're in somewhere like Vegas or LA, those same tables could be a $10,000 minimum. Like, not even kidding. Like, something insane. That might be on like more of an, you know, a bougier club, or like a night where there's like a really well-known artist, or like, you know, they're playing. So it can really vary. I know at like Nashville, at one of the clubs, I paid like $1,500 for bottle service. But I think it was like 2 bottles. Like, it was like a better deal. It was like 3 bottles, honestly, maybe. So bottle service pricing can really vary. Sometimes the table they give you can suck too, because it's like right up against like the people in the club gen pop. And it's like, in that case, it's almost not even worth paying for. But anyway, I digress. The club for me, no, basically, like, I love to dance, and nobody ever wants to go to the clubs in like Philly and things like that, because my friends are like, think they're too old and like cool to be at the club. It's just like not their vibe. They want to like sit at a lounge and like whatever, meet a fucking guy. I don't care about that. I'll go to anywhere, any bar. I just want to dance. So I love to go to the club specifically because I like to dance. So, you know, had to force all my friends to go to the club on my birthday. But it's like a rare, special occasion. It's not like we're going and buying bottle service like every week. That would be insane. But I had to do it for the 30th, you know, RIP to the 20s. So we were at the club, just dancing, having the best time probably till it closed. I think they closed around 3, maybe 3:30. And then I just remember like going and having some drinks like in the casino, and then just going up to bed. Definitely had a really vicious hangover the next day. But ended up bringing my sister home to Philly with me while her husband went back to New York, because she ended up staying home in Philly a couple days, which is nice because my mom, you know, it's nice. My mom likes her being there. So, and that night too, we actually me and Tony got home and we like died on the couch and like ate Primos, which made me so full. I was like ungodly full from eating this hoagie. It was so bizarre. But we had to go to my mom's house for dinner that night because my sister wanted to have like a family like birthday dinner thing, and I was really struggling in the beginning of that dinner, and really could not eat. Tony literally like had a glass of wine at dinner. He likes rosé now, ever since we went to Italy, and I told that to my mom, and she literally got a bottle of rosé for him and put it in her fridge, and there was a post-it note on it that said, Tony's rosé, do not drink. And she was like, referring to my sister, she's like, this little alkie over here, like, I don't want her to drink any Tony's wine. I thought it was just so cute and so funny. But yeah, my sister made like pasta and stuff, and my dad was there, and my mom's boyfriend, and it was just cute, and overall a really good weekend. So the birthday celebrations are over. I'm officially 30, and now it's time to think about Christmas. This is the first year that I'm actually like doing Christmas presents in 2 years, because we're no longer paying millions of dollars for our